About a month ago, February 8th to be precise, I was in my living room and trying to watch the Oscars. I only lasted until the best actor was named in leading role and never remembered or can't recall seeing who won the best actor and actress in supporting role. I know Joaquin Phoenix got the Oscars for his leading role, and the actress I think was Renee Zellweger as well. But if you ask me who won the supporting role, actor and actress Oscars, no idea. And it's not fair, because many times the supporting role actors and actresses have to work at least as hard as the main star, if not harder. We should know their names as much as we know Joaquin Phoenix or Renee Zellweger. But let's face it, we don't. We either went to make a coffee or get a cake or on a bathroom break, and who remembers second or third place? The same can be said about Bible stories. We all know the story of Abram, Moses, Jesus. But what about Abram's wife? Or Moses' sister? Or poor Peter, James, and John, who were hiking up the mountain, had a vision and then go hike down the mountain without having a nice picnic party on the top of the hill. We never think or remember the supporting role characters from the Bible. Now imagine being Sarah, the wife of Abram. Today's reading tells us that he was about 75 years old when, out of the blue, he told his wife, "Honey, we are closing our business and moving all our property and all our family to a different country because God told me so." Now, those of you who have husbands, what would you say? "Old man, are you out of your mind? I am 70 years old and you want me to move all my life because God told you so?" This poor woman, she really had to have a thing for Abram. Imagine you are happily retired, your life is just going smooth, and for no reason whatsoever, your old man tells you, "Let's move to a different country." It had to be quite challenging to be in her shoes. Why in God's name do you want us to go somewhere we don't speak the language, we don't know anybody, and our life is just perfect right here? God told me to do that. Sarah had to love Abram to do this. I don't know if she believed that God told him to do that. But you know what? Once you've been married for 50 years to Abram, you know he's quirky, and I love him. Okay, let's do this crazy adventure. Let's try moving to a different country. And thus, the story of Jewish Christian and Muslim religion begins. Not only with Abram saying yes to God, but with Sarah saying yes to her old crazy man. I love you, and that's why I will say, okay, honey, let's follow your dream. And now, Peter, James, and John, I don't see them as professional joggers or mountaineers, but here is Jesus telling them, let's climb that mountain. So they are hiking up the mountain. They arrive on the top of the hill. Something magical happens. They have a vision. And Peter, catching his breath, okay, can we sit and have 3 tents so we can relax and rest finally? Jesus says, no way, we are going down. Now, picture yourself in his shoes. If hiking is not your cup of tea, I would be really upset with Jesus. You made me climb up here. We had some vision, and now, not even 5 minutes later, we are walking down all the way back to the village. Jesus wasn't always an easy friend to hang out with. Sometimes he was quite challenging. Not like Abram, with quirky moments from time to time. So Peter, James, and John really must love him to do all that exercising up and down, into the boat, off the boat, up the hill, down the hill, this village, different village. They had to be good friends to let him uproot their lives like that, to rely on his guidance and doing crazy things. What wouldn't you do for the people you love? I know some of you had to move to different cities or different states because your wife or husband got a better job offer here or there. Or maybe if you are married to a military person, when your spouse was reassigned to a different base or perhaps different country, you, like Sarah, said, okay, old man, I will go with you. And when you fall in love with a church, perhaps like our church, you drive for miles and miles and pass 25 different Catholic churches on your road to get here. What wouldn't you do for the people you love? We have to face reality that not all of us get to play Abram or Moses or Jesus. As a matter of fact, I think we all, at one time or another, play a supporting role in our lives. As a parent, your job is to support your children. As your spouse, your job is to support your man or woman that you are married to. As a parishioner, your job is to love and support the church you identify with. Supporting is what we do in our lives. And more times than not, it makes us do strange things. Some 15 years ago, people called me from St. Stanislaus saying, come and help us. I was happily young priest in Springfield, Missouri, but because I love being a priest, because I love offering sacraments, especially to those who have been denied, I said, You know, it sounds crazy, but let's do it. How many times you have done something crazy for the people you love, for the cause that is dear to you? I bet more than once. And all these times you do these unusual things, you do it for love. Have you ever heard of a band, the Meatloaf? In 1993, the year I was graduating from high school, they came with a single, I Would Do Anything for Love. And even though it's crazy music, I think it's very appropriate for all of us who play the supporting role of Sarah, of Moses' sister, of Peter, James, and John. We don't get always to play the first violin in every orchestra. But if we love someone, if we love something, we would do anything for those people. Amen.